Well, hey everybody, and welcome to the Daily Bible Podcast presented by Saint Church. My name's Caleb, and our hope is to help you study the Word of God every single day. Every day we're taking time to upload episodes onto Spotify, Apple, and YouTube, where we are reading through a chapter of the Bible, looking at the context it was written in, and seeing what it has to say for us today. Today we're going to be doing just that by continuing on in our study through the book of Deuteronomy. We will be reading out of Deuteronomy Chapter 7. Now, really quick and really fast before we dive on in, if you are checking this out on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube, and you end up enjoying this, you find it beneficial, I want to encourage you to take a moment to follow, subscribe, leave a like, and leave a rating. All of those things are going to help ensure that you don't miss out on upcoming episodes and other people know this is content worth checking out. But with that being said, let's just dive right on in. Deuteronomy chapter 7, starting in verse 1. This is what the Word of God has to say today. It says this: When the Lord your God brings you into the land that you are entering to possess and drives out before you many nations, the Hittites, Girgashites, Amorites, Canaanites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites, 7 nations larger and stronger than you. And when the Lord your God has delivered them over to you and you have defeated them, then you must destroy them totally. Make no treaty with them, and show them no mercy. Do not intermarry with them. Do not give your daughters to their sons, or take their daughters for your sons, for they will turn your children away from following me to serve other gods, and the Lord's anger will burn against you, and will quickly destroy you. This is what you are to do to them: break down their altars, smash their sacred stones, cut down their Asherah poles, and burn their idols in the fire. For you are a people holy to the Lord your God. The Lord your God has chosen you out of all the peoples on the face of the earth to be his people, his treasured possession. The Lord did not set his affection on you and choose you because you were more numerous than other peoples, for you were the fewest of all peoples. But it was because the Lord loved you and kept the oath he swore to your ancestors, that he brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you from the land of slavery, from the power of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Now therefore, that the Lord your God is God, he is the faithful God, keeping his covenant of love to 1,000 generations of those who love him and keep his commandments. But those who hate him, he will repay to their face by destruction. He will not be slow to repay to their face those who hate him. Therefore, take care to follow the commands, decrees, and laws I give you today. If you pay attention to these laws and are careful to follow them, then the Lord your God will keep his covenant of love with you, as he swore to your ancestors. He will love you and bless you and increase your numbers. He will bless the fruit of your womb, the crops of your land, your grain, new wine, and olive oil, the calves of your herds and the lambs of your flocks in the land he swore to your ancestors to give you. You will be blessed more than any other people. None of your men or women will be childless, nor will any of your livestock be without young. The Lord will keep you free from every disease. He will not inflict on you the horrible diseases you knew in Egypt, but he will inflict them on all who hate you. You must destroy all the peoples the Lord your God gives over to you. Do not look on them with pity, and do not serve their gods, for that will be a snare to you. You must say to yourselves, these nations are stronger than we are. How can we drive them out? But do not be afraid of them. Remember well what the Lord your God did to Pharaoh and to all Egypt. You saw with your own eyes the great trials, the signs and wonders, the mighty hand and outstretched arm with which the Lord your God brought you out. The Lord your God will do the same to all the peoples you now fear. Moreover, the Lord your God will send the hornet among them, until even the survivors who hide from you have perished. But do not be terrified by them, For the Lord your God who is among you is a great and awesome God. The Lord your God will drive out those nations before you little by little. You will not be allowed to eliminate them all at once, or the wild animals will multiply around you. But the Lord your God will deliver them over to you, throwing them into great confusion until they are destroyed. He will give their kings into your hand, and you will wipe out their names from under heaven. No one will be able to stand up against you. You will destroy them, the images of their gods you are to burn in the fire. Do not covet the silver and gold on them, and do not take it for yourselves, or you will be ensnared by it, for it is detestable to the Lord your God. Do not bring a detestable thing into your house, or you, like it, will be set apart for destruction. Regard it as vile and utterly detest it, for it is set apart for destruction. And that is the close of Deuteronomy chapter 7. Now, this is a chapter in the Bible that some people get a little bit uncomfortable about. Now, in a later episode, when we get a little bit more into this with a few more chapters that we're able to take some time to read, we're going to talk a bit more about the nature of the people that the Lord is speaking of in this chapter. Because what he's speaking of in this chapter is pretty clear. He's saying, hey, you guys are going to cross the Jordan, you will enter this land, and you are to go to war. You are to go to fight these surrounding nations, and you are to destroy them. That's the not candy coating, not sugar coating it thing that it's saying. And we already read it. I don't need to even tell you that because you've already heard it multiple times now. Yet within this chapter, we have to ask ourselves, what is the root of what's going on here? Well, we have to remember two things. First thing is this: the Israelites are being told what will happen if they do not destroy the people. Now, what will happen if they don't destroy the people? They will be ensnared and they will be tempted to serve and follow other gods. And what will that do? It will call them into the same judgment that these people have themselves. So when we look at this, we say, okay, first off, what's the Lord saying? If you don't do this, this is the outcome. I love you, so this is what you must do. That's what he's giving them instruction for here. He's saying this is what you must do so that you will not be tripped up. You won't be ensnared. You won't have the issue. You gotta just go and realize this is what will happen if you let these people stay in the land. And again, you might say, Caleb, that sounds harsh. That sounds so just hard to digest and judgmental. But once again, you have to remember, what's the Lord telling them? This is what will happen if you don't do this. Now, once again, what happens then if the Israelites don't do it? What do we see outlined? We see that they will start to worship other gods. We see at the very end here, it says not to covet any of the gold, not to covet any of the idols, to throw them all into the fire. These are things that are worth money, but why are they to not do it? Because they are things that were used to worship other gods. This is not a time for them to try to make good fiscal decisions or sensible salvage decisions. They are looking and having to flee from sin. And friends, really quick, today, that's what we're having to understand here. What we're having to understand here is that this is a cultural moment that we are so far from, we don't recognize it, we don't acknowledge it at this point. But these surrounding nations, surrounding people, what it was that they were worshiping other gods. They were worshiping other gods in very staunch, very religious ways. They were doing so. I mean, we talk about things like Asherah poles and the altars and the different things they're doing. I mean, we're talking about some worship practices that were not good, that were very detestable in so many ways. Now, when we look at this then, why is God saying all this? Because they have chosen to serve and follow after other gods. What are the practices of these surrounding nations when it comes to war, when it comes to land, when it comes to worship? They see what they have received as a blessing from their gods. So even in their proclamations, they look and they say to the surrounding peoples, we have what we have because of our God. So in this chapter, what the Lord is saying is you are going to go into a land with a people that will believe that if they can beat you in battle, their God is greater than me. You must show them not who you are, but who I am. Because this is a matter of worship. This is a matter of them challenging God. This is a matter of them choosing to stand up and think they are greater. So really quick, I get it. This chapter, we read it. Some of you might be uncomfortable. You're saying, wow, the Israelites, they just must be going into the land and God's saying just to go destroy people. That's crazy. Well, it's crazy if you don't understand the context. It's crazy if you don't understand the reality of the ways these surrounding people would have operated. So God's preparing them for the mentality that, guess what? They have. That they're looking around and saying, if these people come in with their God and say he is the greatest God, we better go and show them who the real great God is. So in this chapter, is it difficult? Is it something that we should just push to the side? No. It is a difficult chapter. It does have stuff in it that we have to digest and we have to deal with. But friends, once again, I want to make sure that we're not looking at it through a non-religious Western context. We can't look at it saying, well, that person over there, they just don't believe in anything. No, they do believe in something. They believe in something that they so boldly would say that if they are victorious, it means that God is not God. And so within this, we are seeing the Lord instruct them for how they are to go, how they are to operate, how they are to keep themselves from sin, and how they are to represent him to a people that would choose to be so bold. Now, friends, with that being said, that's what I got for you today. That's the first installment for this conversation about some difficult things. So know that we're going to keep talking about it. If you got questions, though, comment them down below. I would love to dialogue with you. But with that being said, thanks for jumping on today. If you enjoyed this, if it was beneficial for you, make sure to subscribe, follow, like, leave a rating, all those good things. But with that being said, thanks for jumping on today. I can't wait to see you tomorrow because we're taking time to study the Word of God every single day.